I'm Mitchell. I'm going to be doing a series on YouTube for you on what we call electronic medicine, or under the big umbrella of an energy medicine. There's a lot of things on energy medicine, but I'm going to talk about my journey with some of the technology and equipment I've been through in the last 17 years. I've been in cell optimization, specifically MicroCurrent most of the time. I've had experience with some other electronic medicines or vibrational therapies with some gurus in Singapore, Malaysia, America and Australia and Thailand. But again, I'm Mitchell. I'm 57 years old and I specialize in anti-aging and lifestyle coaching. My background was TV and branding before I got recruited as a speaker for a company in Singapore for a German technology, my first energy medicine device, which was pretty big. We'll talk about that. And I just want to share with my history on 17 years, which was way ahead of my time, talking about energy medicine, electronic medicine. A lot of people didn't believe in it, but it's 2020 now, and there's lots of people have evolved and pursued and improved all of these machines or equipments that I've been using for the past 17 years. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the camera in a minute and share some of the companies I work for. They paid me to be a speaker, trainer and distributor in Asia. And I had 5 fantastic gurus I'd like to thank. Dr. Muhammad Ishaq, he was running a holistic cancer retreat in Malacca, Malaysia. He's one of my cell teachers and gurus. And also I was very lucky with a USA company. That was my second company with the E.P.R.T, Electro Pressure Regeneration Therapy from USA, which is FDA approved equipment. With Dr. Keith Wendell, thank you, he taught me a lot as well. Before that, Emtech Wellness, Justin, he was one of my teachers, and the first one, and Dr. Joseph Guan with the Brain Enhancement Center and Biofeedback and Neurofeedback in Singapore, plus many more holistics, and plus many more training on the internet for 17 years, learning, and companies sending me products as a speaker, as a cell, basically a cell regeneration therapist speaker and trainer and presenter. I was trained to teach and I was presenting to doctors. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a healer, I'm just very well trained in the companies and the technologies they get me to represent as a professional speaker and a trainer. But also I fell in love with electronic medicine and I saw what it could do. So let's have a little look about my 17-year history of microcurrent and electronic medicine or energy medicine or vibrational therapy. There's many forms out there, there's hundreds of them, there's TENS devices, there's MENS devices, there's bioresonance, there's all sorts of devices, but I'm just going to stick with the ones that I've trusted, that are reputable companies, that have very strong medical background, and then where it's evolved 2020. Okay, so I'll just grab the camera and show you some of the history to give you, so you can listen to what I'm going to talk about in my series. This is one of the brands I created, but let's start off 17 years ago in Singapore. This is a German technology. It's called the Emtech device. It was a 4-in-1. It was heat, electric treatment as well, electron treatment, and also far infrared and magnetic. So it was a 4-in-1. So it had a high electronic potential on it. It had ultra long magnetic potentials, far infrared potentials, and thermiox bastion potentials. Thermiox is heat up to 40 degrees on your feet. And that was Emtech Wellness Singapore, but it's a German technology made in China. And it was a big device, about bigger than a briefcase, heavier than 2 briefcases. And I used and worked with that company for 3 years. And that's where I met Dr. Muhammad Ishaq, my guru. We started a green school together in Malacca, and he was one of my partners with Emtech. We met in Malacca from Singapore Emtech, and also Dr. Joseph Guan. He is a specialist in the Brain Enhancement Center Singapore, enhancing your brain, and with biofeedback. If you don't know about that, that's another electronic therapy. We can talk about that. There's many out there. But I'm going to talk about this. This is where I started, and I got a lot of training with this company. Thank you very much. And Gibson taught me a lot there. and Dr. Ishak and Dr. Joseph Wang. So this is where I started in Singapore 17 years ago, my introduction to electronic medicine or energy medicine. Okay, no drugs, no surgery. Okay, so after that, I was working for that company and I got a phone call from America because I was doing a lot of seminars in Singapore and Malaysia building up this company, and it's still running. And I got a phone call from the inventor of this device called the BodiHealth device, and the inventor of that was Dr. Keith Wendell, and he called me and told me that I was representing the wrong technology, which was pretty, surprising, and said I'm presenting a product that's not safe or not as good as what he had, and of course he's going to say that as an inventor. And this is BodiHealth. It's a big machine as well, but not as big as the Emtech. The Emtech was about twice the size of this and about 3 times the weight. And basically he called me and said, I'd like you to have a look at my technology and let you see the difference and experience the difference. So I knew the Emtech very well. I saw what it did to a lot of elderly people. I know what it did for my broken arm. It took the pain away. So feeling is believing, not seeing is believing. It was new to me, but I'm open to modern medicine, and I'm open to the amazing technologies mankind can make today. Now this is a pretty basic old box. He had us on a long journey, and the Emtech, I'll say again, was not FDA approved. So this BodiHealth, one of the first things Dr. Keith Wendell told me is it's FDA approved. That took him 26 years. It's made in USA, and $26 million to get it FDA approved. Now there's different classifications. One of them, the classification was for wound healing device. Now this one is the Emtech, I will call it a TENS device, and this is a men's device. So we can talk about that later. But a TENS, there's many TENS devices. I'm not gonna recommend, advise anything on TENS devices. They're not my cup of tea. They're stimulators that numb your pain receptors. So we're talking about healing and cleaning and recharging, and this BodiHealth device with the FDA script I was given as a speaker, it actually repairs broken DNA. That's a very big statement. That's in our video. If you want to look up E.P.R.T. BodiHealth technology on YouTube, you'll see our animation, and it'll show you how your body runs on microcurrents and how your cells communicate and how aging is part of losing current. And basically we're 75 trillion battery cells in a vessel, 80% water. We're just a big battery with batteries inside it. Make sure you've got good water. So on speaking of water, I've also got negative charge Japanese water technology from EnerQi, Level Luke. That was a bit of a hint. But the BodiHealth machine, I met the inventor. I spent 3 weeks with him. He had to convince me that his technology was far better than the Emtech, and he definitely did that. Now the big difference was this is super MicroCurrent. Now the Emtech is 20,000 volts. They said their technology was breakthrough. Now the BodiHealth E.P.R.T, that's Electro Pressure Regeneration Therapy, works in microcurrents. And we're talking, so if you're scared about that big box with straps on it, a lot of people get scared when they hear about electronic medicine. It sounds scary because the electronic chair in the jars. But we're talking tiny, tiny, tiny currents, and the most powerful current is from the decimal point -9 zeros. That's nanoampere we're talking. So you can see that, so 100 nanoampere is the top one. Okay, so that doesn't look very scary. It's not 1 amp, it's not a milliamp, it's like more than 1 millionth of an amp. Now pico is -12, so we got 12 zeros. So 100 picoampere, that's what that is there. And then we go down to femto, that's 15, -15, and then atto, which is 18 zeros from the decimal point. So just want to be very clear with you, be very wary of anything. If they're not microcurrents, they're not healthy. You'll definitely get results, but long term, I won't recommend them to put them into a human and play with your cells. If I put you on 2,000 volts on your butt, I'm pretty sure you'll run fast, but how long are you going to run for? So this is what we're talking about with BodiHealth, E.P.R.T technology, and I was there, became their speaker, and so this is amazing. He had doctors using it, physiotherapists using it, and it was credible, American company. So I was recruited, and they paid me a lot of money and trained me up to be their speaker. And I said I need to bring this to Asia. And a lot of the Western world doesn't believe in electronic medicine or bioresonance. We can talk about a bit about that because people call it pseudoscience. The term for technologies like this, most doctors won't agree with any of it. It's called disruptive technology to the system or the matrix or the medical fraternity. I love doctors for the right thing and the right time, but prevention's better than disaster. And if we want to do prevent, and basically we're going to talk about cleaning your cells, charging your cells, getting them tuned up, and like you do for your car, and get them recalibrated so your cells run beautiful and everything's running in harmony. Now they also brought out with once I become the branding and the trainer and the speaker, I brought it to Asia, and he had another unit which was the smallest wearable unit in the world then, and that was called the Jai at the time. There it is there. And for marketing I said I didn't understand why you have BodiHealth. Dr. Keith Wendell, thank you. He's a great inventor, but he was very passionate about the word Jai. I said that doesn't really mean anything to anybody. So the first change I did from the Jai is I changed it to the BodiHarmoni, energy enhancer. So this is not a medical device, but it's the smallest wearable device. Now I must let you know that Dr. Keith Wendell, he was the president of the Magnetic Society in America. He was a Reiki master in Los Angeles. He looked after a lot of movie stars, celebrities, including, my name's Luke, Luke from Star Wars. He had a lot of high-profile patients for Reiki, and he wanted to go into how many people can I help with this energy medicine through my hands. I'm tired at the end of the day. There must be a better way. So this was the smallest wearable electronic medicine or electronic therapy device 15 years ago. And I brought that to Asia and I rebranded BodiHarmoni. Now, being BodiHarmoni, I'm from Australia. A lot of the ladies liked it. The colors were great. A lot of people did yoga and meditation, loved it. There's about 69 settings in this. I have to open it up and change it like RAM. So it doesn't look very modern, but it is. This is nearly 40-year-old technology. If you've never heard of it, so is the BodiHealth. So this is leading. So basically, that was our smallest one. Then for sports, I didn't want to deal with just sick people all the time. I had to talk to the team at BodiHealth and E.P.R.T, the president and the vice president, and brought out the BodiCharger. Now the BodiCharger, it was very hard for me to market this to rugby players or Aussie macho guys. They're not going to wear out BodiHarmoni. Okay, so I rebranded the same technology for the men, the sportsmen, recharge, rejuvenate, regenerate with energy enhancer. It's the BodiCharger, okay? So different color code, different logo, and we have many professional sports people using that, including the Manly football team when they're on the grand finals. We did airline tests for the teams when they flew overseas. Most sports teams lose when they fly around because of the what do you call it? Jet lag and all the effects from traveling. So we had the BodiCharger. Then after that, I brought it to Malaysia, and basically electronic medicine is, we could call this Qi. If you heard of the word Qi, now the Chinese call it Qi. You've got Reiki, Tai Chi. It's like Qi. So Tai Chi works. It's just basically grounding with the Earth's currents, and we're talking these tiny currents from the Earth. So we came up with a joint brand with one of my clients, my first clients, Path Lab in 5 countries in Asia, with Dr. Marcus Kam and Dr. Kam. And for Chinese people, they seem to understand electronic medicine much faster than most Western people. So it's very easy. I brought out the Chi Power Pack. And people said, what is that? It's Chi in a box. So acupuncture is electronic medicine, massaging is energy medicine, and this is the part of the history you're watching of my journey in 17 years of the different credible devices I chose to represent that paid me to speak for them and train me, and great gurus, and I kept learning more and more and more about cells, and discovered something 17 years ago that most people don't know called ATP. There's some of my other talks, you can look up my videos on ATP. Basically, one of my other clients is Tony Bazan, mind mapping. So I like to learn how to optimize the brain from memory as an actor. So we need to optimize the brain cells, but actually if your brain is cleaner and hydrated and the cells are running, the neurotransmitters are running without any fried oil in there, you're going to have a sharper brain. Okay, so we got brain mapping, mind mapping, we've got microcurrent. So I went from the Emtech 17 years ago, then recruited to E.P.R.T, then I brought this American technology, which is FDA. So I was very impressed with the FDA. Now this box is 25,000 US dollars. I have 3 of them. In Malaysian dollars, that's 100,000 ringgit they were when I brought them to Malaysia 13 years ago. Okay, so that's a lot of money. I brought 3 of them myself as a shareholder. I have 3 of them, 2 in Malaysia, 1 in Australia. So there's that. So I also got involved with Dr. Joseph Guan. He specializes in the brain, and he uses what's called biofeedback, or you might know it as neurofeedback. Okay, so I had a lot of between Dr. Joseph Guan and Dr. Ishak, we were a team, so we all sort of left Emtech because they weren't honoring what they promised us, and we discovered it wasn't as good as what we thought it was on our first experience with energy medicine. So the BodiHealth was superior by far, and then I moved to Malaysia, and basically I had to be the speaker, and I was presenting to a lot of medical doctors, therapists, and I even was flown to China by the Malaysian government with Dr. Tan Sri Lau Him Ding, the Minister for Science and Technology, when he discovered that he used my machines, and he said, please take this to China. So I've flown all over the world being paid to talk about cells. Basically, the secret to life is ATP. What's the difference between a cancer cells, ETC, the electropotential difference, EDP, so I should say the electropotential difference, EPD, on the cell membrane. So these are things you look up at my other talks on the whiteboard. I explain how your cells are optimized, what is aging of a cell, what damages your cells, what runs your cells, and what's the difference between a sick cell, a free radical, which is the bad guys, and how to prevent premature aging or broken DNA cells. Now cells are very important with the immune system. So we've gone from Emtech to BodiHealth, 25,000 US dollars, 100,000 ringgit. The Emtech was 21,000 ringgit, which is about 7,000 Aussie dollars and about 5,000 US. It's a big heavy thing I carried around everywhere. I loved the Emtech till I found the best unit. I do not recommend the Emtech anymore. Now I'm smarter. I saw lots of results. Again, there's TENS devices, and then there's MENS devices. The MENS is microcurrent, the TENS is, you'll feel them. They just numb your pain receptors. They're not fixing, cleaning, or healing, or repairing anything. They're just working like a painkiller, and that can be damaging if you don't know what's going on. So along this thing, I've also had many other devices offered to me. I've found out a lot of other cellular technologies. I've been involved with stem cells talks as well. I basically specialised on cells and anti-aging for 17 years for my own good and for my own family. And with Dr. Ishak, I learned so much protocol, how to deal with very ill people, because basically we dealt a lot with stage 3 and stage 4 cancer. I won't talk about that too much, but this is the box we treated them with. There's no way I'd be treating cancer with an Emtech device, and we had amazing success off the radar because this technology, when you talk about cancer, we have to be very careful. Nothing, and none of these machines cure you or fix you. We can explain what they do and how they help you, because the only thing that fixes you, no electronic medicine, no TENS device, no MENS device, no bioresonance will fix you or cure you, but they'll put your body back in harmony and give you that extra charge that you've got with age, clean the pollution out of you, and boost your immune system. And the only thing that heals you is you. But we want to talk about chronic diseases and pain and inflammation. Is basically free diabetes. Got a lot of diabetes and gangrene with the BodiHealth. We treat a lot of gangrene, really smelly, scary stuff, and basically zombie limbs, which are decomposing. And this BodiHealth machine, I've seen it turn gangrene around in 21 minutes. And I'm not here to sell you a BodiHealth, and I'm not here to sell you an Emtech. I'm just sharing you all the amazing gurus, the technologies I've used, the results I've seen, and with my own eyes, and the people I've worked with on a medical protocol. So I learned a lot from Dr. Ishak, my brother, my uncle, my father, my guru in Malacca. I spent 7 years with him, and we did very, very well with the BodiHealth, cell regeneration therapy, and also with the BodiHarmoni. That was our take-home wearable, the smallest wearable device in the world. So I'm going to round it up soon. So there's other things I've learned along the way. So then we had the cheap power pack, the PAFLab, for the Chinese market. We wrote it in Chinese, and basically the Chinese acupuncture is electronic medicine. Now the Chinese know about electronic medicine for 5,000 years, but it's now 2020, and the Americans, Dr. Keith Wendell and the American factory were the best acupuncture in a box, chi in a box, Reiki in a box, the best technology I could find for myself, my family, my friends, and my patients. Somewhere along the line. But now when people are using these technologies, basically they're going to open every cell in your body in 1 second, because electricity gets everywhere. Okay? So we want to clean the cell. When they're old and sick, they can't even open the gateways. When they're old and sick, they can't detox. So detoxing is very popular today, juicing, with electronic medicine, vibrational therapy, or especially microcurrent. I want to talk about microcurrent, nano, pico, femto, atto, ampere. This is the currents that the ground comes out on your bare feet. And if you're not sure about electronic medicine and the healing and how important ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is, look up ATP synthesis on the YouTube. ATP is the secret to life. These technologies I recommend increase your ATP production in your cells every 8 seconds. And when you increase your ATP, the horsepower of your cell is stronger, and it's like you tune up and put new spark plugs and new leads on your cells, and everything is running the way it used to when you were 19 years old. Young people heal faster. Old people heal slower. When you hit 40, your ATP levels drop 25% if you're healthy, and also your CoQ10 coenzyme, which is important in the Krebs cycle, which we can share in another video. What is a free radical, what is aging, and the secret to life of ATP and coenzyme Q10 is in the Krebs cycle. And the more Q10 you produce in your body, the more ATP you'll produce, thus your immune system is boosted, and your immune system can kill cancer. No machine, no technology can do that, and your immune system can kill coronavirus. We know that. So the old people are dying from the coronavirus. That's because their ATP levels are very low, their Q10 levels are very low, and this coronavirus takes advantage of sick, flat battery cells. So those cells in old people with low ATP do have a very weak immune system, and they cannot fight the coronavirus. I call it the coronavirus, or SARS-2, so it's very targeted at weak cells that have low ATP levels. So basically you want to boost your cells, charge them up, clean all the toxins out of them, get good water. So the next thing is I also have electronic charged water from Japan. I don't buy bottled water for 8 years. And these are my 2 big units. And I'm also going to introduce you to the star of the show today that this video is about, because I knew things were getting smaller. So we went from the big, huge Emtech. Royal Raymond Rife, he's the one who started this. Tesla, this is sort of Tesla technology being improved. Not all of it, but he was involved with electronic medicine, but the machine would have been twice the size of this studio I'm in. So they were big. This was two briefcases almost, very heavy. Then we got a bit smaller with the BodiHealth. It's about 2 kilos. And then we got down to the BodiHarmoni, a wearable device, but I have to open it up to change the settings. There's 69 settings in there, nano, femto, pico, atto, very old looking. It is 40-year-old technology. It took 26 years for BodiHealth to get the FDA. So I want to talk about that again. If there's not a medical credentials on any electronic machines you put in your body, stay away. That's my recommendation. If it's a TENS device, stay away, unless you have very good advice on what to do with your injury from the TENS device, because it's just electronic painkiller. It's not fixing anything, so don't walk on it after the TENS device. It will take the pain away, but it won't repair the damaged ligament in your knee, and when you think there's no pain, you'll walk on it and rip the ligament more. So you need to be guided well if you're using TENS devices. The beauty about BodiHealth as well, this machine could not be used on pacemakers or on pregnant women. This device here, I used on my mum. She is 85. She still uses it. It can be used on a pacemaker because it's tiny, tiny current. Okay, this is safe current. If you take your shoes off and walk on the grass in the morning, this is the type of ampere you're going to come through your feet, and even the grass dew in the morning will increase your ATP levels. It's proven on the book Grounding and the movie Earthing. Look up the books Grounding and Earthing. There's a documentary, and a guy that discovered that most of us are sick because we wear shoes. We're insulated from the healing Mother Earth. Now, dogs and lions and cheetahs, when they get sick, they don't eat, and they go lay in the ground, dig a hole, and they charge up and rest. That's the hospital. You go there, they put you on a bed. 50% of the healing is resting. Don't walk and talk. It takes a lot of energy to walk and talk like I'm doing. But basically you need these tiny currents, and we're going to talk about all the heavy currents. We're surrounded by all this heavy Wi-Fi's and air cons and lights and kilometers of wires in your bedroom and your building. And that's another damaging thing. You're seeing a lot of people, children are getting autistic, and not to mention the mobile phones, talk about the computers, the electronic world right now. So there's good technologies and there's bad technologies, and there's good energy and there's bad energies. So this is the history. So biofeedback, proven, but still called a pseudoscience. MicroCurrent is more proven. TENS devices are not a medical treatment, they're a sports pain treatment. Okay, so if it's not FDA, I will stay away. Now, the FDA, a lot of people, it's the Food and Drug Administration from America, and if you're putting something on people, if there's a certain current that can make you better, and what we're going to talk about is with the BodiHealth, and what I specialize in is cell regeneration therapy, microcurrent cell regeneration therapy. What is cancer? It's a degenerative disease, degenerating disease. That means it's not contagious. Diabetes, it's a degenerative disease. You can't catch them. They're old age diseases that slowly kill you and give you a poor quality life and a lot of suffering. Liver disease is a degenerative disease. Your liver's degenerating from pollution and bad things. Kidney disease is a degenerative disease. It's not contagious. So these are the diseases that we treat with regenerative cell regeneration. So basically, we treat them and we put your body back in harmony. clean your cells by opening the gateways and getting all the poison out of them, and then put some good Japanese nano water with a negative charge of ORP reading of minus 450 millivolts. So water's pretty important. Whenever I put you on electronic medicine or microcurrent, I'll make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because we're going to open all the cells and we're going to purge all the poison out of your body that's slowing your healing system down. That's affecting your immune system. That's affecting your healing codes, your cells' communication. The codes your cells communicate to repair you. They need to talk to each other. You don't need to think about it, okay? So this is what happens. Your bodies, whether you don't know or not, I can share in the next videos, your bodies run on microcurrents. Now, most doctors, when you talk about electronic medicine, will say, well, that's a load of rubbish. That's snake oil. It's not true. But when you're really sick, they will stick you on a machine in the hospital to your heart, and it goes doop, doop, doop. And when it stops flatline, you're dead. That's a voltmeter on your heart. Your heart runs on electronic impulses, and your body makes electricity, tiny electricity. We're amazing. Okay, so this is your introduction to electronic medicine. If you're not into it, we can teach you more. But I want to just share you the latest stuff that's happening, because I've been waiting for this, been talking about electronic medicine getting better, high-tech, more sophisticated, and more monitorable, and more practical. And I've been talking about it for 10 years, and 4 months ago, or 5 months ago, we discovered the smallest German technology. So I've gone from German technology, 7 kilos, huge machine, USA technology, and a few other devices, and now I'm back to the amazing, latest, tiniest wearable device. It's called the Healy. Now this one, look at it, fits in the palm of my hands. Now let's talk about electronic medicine. Doctors don't talk about it, but my mother has a pacemaker, and my mother's still alive at 85 because of modern medicine technology. But if you talk about repairing degenerative diseases to a doctor, most doctors, not all doctors, will not agree with you. They won't agree with this. They're not trained to understand it. They're not there to enhance cells. They're just taught to look in the book, the blue book. If you've got this problem, you take this drug. If we can't fix that, we'll cut it out. Now, doctors are fantastic for operations and emergencies, but of course, we are healing slowly. Some people are not patient, so people want to get back to work. They have surgery or heavy drugs with a lot of side effects. So this is the new Healy. Talk about healing. This is the Healy. It's amazing 3-in-1. It's microcurrent, which I specialize in for 17 years, so I fully understand that. Plus, it has bioresonance. That's another topic we can talk about on the whiteboard for you. Plus, it has a quantum sensor, and it can read and feed your energy fields of your body. That's your energy field that's radiating around you, because your body is radiating out a current, and if you've got a sick cells, your energy field will be a sick inflammation field, and that is manifested. So sometimes when we treated people, we clear the body, but we need to clear the inflammation field, or it'll come back into the body and relapse. So it's a little bit scientific, it's a little bit unbelievable. I brought this technology to test it. It's FDA cleared, not approved. It's German technology. I like that. If it was made in China, I wouldn't buy it. They're not cheap, these technologies. Anything good is not cheap. It's tiny. It doesn't look like thousands of dollars, but what this can do already, I've tested a lot of people in 4 months, and just amazing results. I've still got a lot to learn, because I've learned more about bioresonance. I'm doing it at the moment, and the quantum sensor. So I've got about another year or two to really be a specialist and really understand all the things that this Healy device is doing. But I want to be very clear, and I want to talk on a medical level, and I really want to endorse this, because all of these things I'm talking about, I've spent about $300,000, it's $25,000, about $150,000 on electronic medical devices, healing devices, lifestyle enhancement devices, and this is my latest discovery. I love it, because all the things I've taught you in 17 years, I couldn't help my wife's severe depression, and she had a massive sleeping disorder. She couldn't get out of bed before 3 or 4 every day for the last 2 years. So this has, what also this Healy device has, it's very modern, it looks great, it's easy to wear, but it also comes with phone apps. We'll show you how that works. We'll send you some links on that if you want to know more. It has phone apps for 133 different programs, and it has a cloud that you hook into from Germany with 30 years of knowledge of therapists, which will give you 144,000 frequencies to choose from. Okay, so that's a mouthful. It's amazing. I introduced the smallest wearable device, BodiHarmoni, 13 years ago. That has 69 settings. I have to unscrew it. It's very robust. It's 13 years old. It's a bit rugged. It doesn't look any very high tech, but it doesn't matter. It's what's inside the 26 years of experimenting and evolving that Dr. Keith Mundell did with the BodiHealth and E.P.R.T technology. Now, I still love this unit, but it's very old. It's not practical. It's a lot of people. This one can diagnose you. This one can diagnose you, and then it can analyze your problems and treat you daily. So you don't need me as the therapist. So I had to diagnose you, get your medical report, then open up the machines and choose which setting I felt I want to treat you on for a week. Not with the Healy. Look at it. It's amazing. So this is my testimonial. I used this once on my wife. She couldn't get out of bed for 2 years, basically. Couldn't feed my daughter for 2 years, so I couldn't work. And we brought this. We invested in it. I wasn't 100% convinced it does everything they say. So the only way to find out was to buy it. And I got it. I was one of the first people in Malaysia to get it. And it worked. The next day, 1 hour treatment, my wife didn't have her sleeping disorder anymore. She wasn't sluggish. She jumped out of bed 7 a.m. For 3 months she's done that. And I had to share that with people. And I've also shared it with some other sick people, patients I have. And it's just done amazing things which are mind-boggling. Some of them are inexplainable, but there's more to learn. But I'm definitely giving you a testimonial on this Healy if you want to know more. This is my history on electronic medicine. Okay? Emtech, they paid me a lot of money to be the trainer speaker. They taught me a lot. Okay? E.P.R.T technology, USA, FDA approved, flew me around the world, paid me a lot of money to talk about it. I sold millions of dollars worth of these technologies. They don't look so sophisticated, but I still use it. It's an amazing technology. I love my BodiHealth. I love my BodiHarmoni, but this is something that everybody can relate to, and also it has a manual, and you can self-analyze, diagnose yourself every day in your family, and you can share it with your family. It's really light, fits in your hand, you can be wearing it while you're at work, lots of things to do. So I love the Healy. I'm sharing it with people. It's very new, it's from Germany, but it has 30 years of therapist knowledge. They've combined bioresonance with microcurrent and a quantum sensor. The inventor's a quantum physics guru, and basically he put all three together, which has never been done. So some of the results is almost unexplainable. Microcurrent, I explain everything to you, no problem. This one, we have 3 technologies in here, so, and lots of phone apps, and you can just treat yourself and clean yourself and balance yourself, and I would call it a very safe, simple, easy to use vibrational therapy. Because, you know, it's got microcurrent, but it's got 3 in there, so it's vibrational therapy. I don't want to use the word bioresonance. You mightn't understand that. We can explain that to you later. Microcurrent, I explained to you, it increases your ATP. There's even sports doctors using this in America, and they've stated, you know, this increases the speed of your injuries healing 5 to 10 times, okay? My BodiHealth did that too. Broken bones on 75-year-old people. I've treated broken bones in old people at the speed of an 18-year-old. So the more ATP you have, these are ATP enhancement devices or technology, but this does more than that. But the main thing, the first thing you're going to learn is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. These machines increase ATP. This one, the Healy, and the BodiHealth, and the BodiCharger, and the BodiHarmoni, and the Chi Power Pack,
they're all increasing your ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So look up ATP if you don't know. It's the secret to life. I'm 57 and I'm running like biologically 27. So I'm into anti-aging and longevity, but I want to live a long time, but I want to be surfing 5 hours a day. I don't want to just be living and walking around with a cane. It's about quality life, and you can reverse the pollution in your cells. That's cleaning your cells, and you defer premature aging and prevent a lot of degenerative diseases if you change your lifestyle with these amazing technologies. And you have the good water. So these machines are going to make all your cells purge. 75 trillion cells are going to purge, and that's going to put a lot of toxins into your blood. So you need to flood the body with good water, not bottled water. I can do a video on water. I've been writing a book on water. There's lots of waters out there. Most of the bottled water is not healthy. The ORP readings, yes, I can prove it to you. I also have some other amazing things for my daughter's 5. With this electronic world, there's good energy and bad energy, and the EMF pollution, or I call it EMP, electromagnetic pollution, or the EMF radiation, EMR. I also discovered amazing, this one here. This is a power bank with a difference. This is a EMF radiation decoder. Okay, this is another amazing thing for my daughter. That does 4 meters. So that decodes any radiation 4 meters circumference. And I have a radiation meter. I've got some videos I could share with you on that. Put the radiation meter on. We won't do that now. So anything I talk about is monitored, medically proven, and factual. I don't talk about pseudoscience. I'm trained by Dr. Muhammad Ishaq, Dr. Keith Wandell, and Dr. Joseph Wan, and a few other gurus, Gibson Tan, and I don't talk about things that aren't scientifically based or provable. Okay, and I have lots of documentation and videos, not just me, other professors that will talk about it. So this is a radiation meter. So I have that, and this one is my first EMF radiation decoder, 4 meter circumference. You can talk to me about that. And then they've also brought out an 8 meter one, which can do your whole house or your office, all your staff in your office. The EMF is affecting your microcapillary circulation. Can prove that to you with a video microscope on the next video. And also it affects the radiation going through your body. And the other great thing about this, I'm going to finish off now. It's a long video. I hope you made it through it all. I'm Luke Adam Mitchell. This is the double, the 2 best in the world. I've got my Healy on. You can use it with wires, or you can use it wireless. Diagnose, analyze, use it daily, share it with the family. It's tiny. Take it everywhere you go. And that's to enhance and optimize my cells and put my body in harmony. And now I have the smallest EMF, rad-free, I call it, the rad-free decoder. Radiation-free, Luke. This one protects my new healthy cells. I make my cells healthy and strong. I want to keep them healthy and strong. And all the EMF is going to damage your cells. Reduce the circulation in your microcapillaries. I can prove it to you. It's going to do many, many more things. Go for your body. We know children. Now, this is a must for pregnant women. My wife's just got pregnant. She can't use the Healy now. Unfortunately, she can use the BodiHealth and the BodiHarmoni. I made a baby with the BodiHarmoni before, and the BodiHealth, that's called Harmony. And this one's for my next pregnant baby getting developed. This is going to protect my fetus. My wife's fetus is growing, her fetus and hands. And this is going to protect all the EMF in this electronically polluted, bombarded world. Okay, so that's it. That's my history to my electronic medicine, technologies, equipment, my journey. I'm Luke Adam Mitchell from the Gold Coast, Australia, 57, going on 60, feeling like 27. Going to continue. I'm going for 127, 157. You can live for a long time. There's new technologies coming in 10 years. Why don't you start with the Healy now? Talk to me if you want to learn more. I've got some other videos. You can look up my EnerQi Mitch, or they call me Matrix Mitch. There's a matrix in your cell, by the way. That's where the ATPs make. Matrix Mitch can manipulate and make more energy with his knowledge and his technology and his toys, whatever you want to call them, medical devices, lifestyle enhancement, ATP optimization technology. Luke Adam Mitchell, Matrix Mitch, from Malaysia at the moment. That's my 17 years history. Lots of gurus. gave me this knowledge, 17 years experience with patients all over Asia. I share it with you, and I'm endorsing the Healy. I can't tell you everything it can do. It's doing a lot of things, and I'm not going to say I don't know everything about it yet, but it's doing amazing things in the last 4 months. So contact me if you want to know more about Healy. I'm going to talk about the medical side of it. I can talk my scientific side of it. I can share with you and make it easy to understand. Don't be scared of electronic medicine. Acupuncture works. You know, we got biofeedback. Check it out, neurofeedback. Okay, so there's a lot of electronic gadgets in the hospital now. They save us with technology on monitoring you with the computers. So welcome to 2020. Matrix Mitch, Luke out of Mitchell, Malaysia. That's my electronic medicine, cell regeneration, journey and history for you. I'm going to give you some more videos to keep learning. Contact me if you want to stay young, vibrant, charge up your cells, clean your body, and be super active and have a real life, a full life. See you later. Matrix Mitch, Luke out of Mitchell, Malaysia. Thank you very much. The Healy.